Let's go under the bridge!
You son of a gun, you stole one of my options.
Hell yeah.
That'll make sense later in the episode. Welcome to Under the Bridge, everybody.
Welcome to Under the Bridge.
I'm Cody, aka the Scarlet Troll.
And I am Greg, aka Greg.
And this has been a week of lots of weird stuff.
There's been a lot of strange things. A lot of strange things happening even today.
So many things. I cut stuff from my news list because there were things that I wanted to talk about, but there's too much stuff. And I had to trim it down, and I had to make some sacrifices. So we're going to get right into it.
Oh boy.
First, I'm going to start with the bit of gaming news that I already shared with you, Greg.
Mm-hmm.
Which is that Marvel's Avengers is ending service.
Honestly, lasted longer than I thought it was going to.
Right?
Like, not gonna lie.
Yeah, the final update is releasing on March 31st, and then all official support and digital purchases of the game are going to end on September 30th. Yeah, I can't believe this got as many updates as it did.
I thought it would have died, because it came out in, 2019, right?
Yes. Wait. No, 2020.
Oh, okay.
August 2020.
Okay, even still, I thought it would have, lost support last year.
Yeah, 3 years for a game like that, that's pretty astounding.
Oh, yes.
Especially my god, I cannot believe, you know me, I'm a big fan of the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm so sick of MCU synergy.
It was a thing of, when the announcement trailer was, first shown, these look so much like the normal actors and actresses from the MCU, and it's like, oh no, but don't worry guys, this is its own continuity. At that point I was like, oh, this game's gonna be bad.
No, it's not even about them looking like the actors. It's about trying to ape how the lineup of the Avengers was Cap, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, and Black Widow, and all that was missing was Hawkeye, and you would have had the original 6 from the movies. It's like, that's not a lineup really from the comics, except in the Ultimates, but the Ultimates suck.
Fair.
So, and even then, they had the Wasp, I'm pretty sure. And I mean, come on, the fact that for DLC, the literal first 2 heroes that we got were both Hawkeye.
I take it they were 2 different versions of Hawkeye, though,
yeah,
right?
No, get this. Kate came out first, and then they put Clint in the game.
Really? I thought it would have been the other way around.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it went Kate, Clint, T'Challa, Spider-Man, Jane Foster, Thor, and Winter Soldier.
Oh. That's a weird order of importance there.
And even Spider-Man was PlayStation exclusive for some bizarre reason.
Oh. Console exclusivity is garbage.
Yeah.
Leans in the Gran Turismo collection.
Nice. Well, rip to that, I suppose. Avengers are dead. Long live the Avengers?
I don't know if long live is the right phrase for that game in particular.
Yeah, maybe we can get a good Avengers game now.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't touched it or watched any of it, but I heard at least decent things about the Guardians game, so anything's possible, hopefully.
Yeah, and I mean, Insomniac's making that Wolverine game.
And isn't there a Black Panther, Winter Soldier, World War II game or something?
Captain America, but otherwise correct.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, here's to hoping that they saw Avengers and was like, yeah, we're not doing that again.
One can only hope. And now for the bit of gaming news I didn't tell you in advance.
Oh boy.
What if I told you a fish was able to commit credit card fraud?
I'm gonna try to do my best Abridged Integra, just be like, continue.
Alright, so, Mute Kamaru channel, which is a YouTube channel known for its Fish Play Pokemon live stream. Basically what they do is, they've got motion trackers set up, so that whichever way the fish swims will input a command.
Okay.
And they were using that to play Pokemon Violet.
Huh. Okay, that's kinda neat.
But, the game crashed, apparently while the person running the stream was away.
Oh no.
And what ended up happening is the fish managed to navigate their way to the Nintendo eShop. Disclosing the streamer's credit card information.
Oh, no!
and adding roughly $3.88 or 500 yen to the eShop balance.
Oh no. That's so bad, but it's so amazing.
They also went on the Nintendo Switch Online page and got some icon elements for some bonus points that the streamer had saved up.
Nice.
Can you imagine having to go through Nintendo customer service and request a refund because my fish bought these games?
It's like, sir, you should know better than let your children have access to your account. It's like, actually, it wasn't my children. It's like, what was it? It was a koi fish. I'm sorry.
It was a couple fish, apparently.
Imagine if Nintendo couldn't do anything and you actually had to go to your bank to talk about that.
Yeah, I set up a thing on Twitch and my fish ended up...
My fish bought $5 worth of points for the Nintendo eShop. It's like, oh, that's a good one, sir. It's like, no, I'm being serious. Like, sir, we don't take fraudulent claims here. But my fish committed identity theft.
Imagine having to submit that stream.
Submit that stream as evidence.
Giving them a link to the stream and just be like, this is what happened!
You should, clip it, upload it to YouTube with the YouTube face with a title in all caps that says, My pet fish committed identity theft.
That's a hell of an anime title.
Oh god, this is going to be the kind of thing that's going to swim around rent-free in my head.
You did not just.
I did.
Well done.
Thank you. Oh, that's funny. That's really funny.
I figured you'd like it.
Ugh.
In a rarity for this show, I actually have some comic news.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I don't talk about comic news all that much because, well, I'm not a big fan of a lot of the more modern stuff. And I don't keep up with a lot of current things because I prefer to actually find out how things end before I decide if I want to buy them.
Okay.
Just because, some runs start off really good and then the author leaves halfway through, or they take a nosedive because it was a terrible plan in place. And after 5 years of Jason Aaron fucking up the Avengers, somebody else is taking over.
Oh, okay.
And that somebody is Jed Mackay.
Awesome! I have no idea who that is.
He is the author of the most recent Moon Knight run, which is damn good.
Okay.
It's got Moon Knight opening up basically a problem-solving service called the Midnight Mission, and he ends up protecting vampires and other stuff.
Oh, sounds lovely and oddly sweet, I guess. I don't know.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
I haven't finished the run yet because I've been collecting it in trade paperback form, and that's the thing. And also that one's still going. There are exceptions. I'm not a 100% consistent person with how I feel about modern comics, but
Fair.
As one does.
I mean, I want to draw equivalents to that with video games, but I really can't because my video game collection is very much all over the place, so...
Fair. We also know who the lineup is going to be.
And
the lineup is going to consist of Thor, Iron Man, Sam Wilson, Captain America, Captain Marvel, Vision, Black Panther, and Scarlet Witch.
Oh, Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, she hasn't been on the Avengers in a bit.
Okay. Great, because I don't follow the comic stuff nearly as deeply as you do. I had always been kind of under the impression that Scarlet Witch has always been one of those people who's like, we like her, but we're always suspicious of her by default.
Well, that's half the Avengers nowadays.
It's okay, fair.
Fun reminder, Tony Stark is responsible for Civil War. Got Cap killed.
Oh, nice.
Well, okay, not killed, but blasted backwards in time, I think. He did get Goliath killed, though.
I imagine people are just at the first meeting of the Avengers like, oh, Wanda, we're glad you made it. It's like, make sure there's no, red sparks behind her back or something, guys.
Hide the baby pictures.
Hide all the baby pictures.
No, Wanda gets a bad rep in the comics.
Oh, okay.
Mostly because, the thing about Wanda is, she got hit real hard with Avengers Disassembled, and nobody's ever been willing to let her live that one down. Even though it was just really bad writing, it's not and I guess this is kind of a false equivalence when I say that I'm cool with comics Wanda, but I hate MCU Wanda, because MCU Wanda is also the target of bad, inconsistent writing, but nonetheless, I feel much more sympathy for comics Wanda.
Oh, okay.
Heck, she was a very early on Avenger. Part of the second iteration, Cap's Kooky Quartet.
That's a hell of a name.
I think it was unofficial.
Mm.
What happened was the original Avengers all up and quit, and Cap had to work with Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch, and Quicksilver.
It's like, alright guys, everyone quit. I need you to help me. That doesn't mean that you're not good. I still love you guys. You're just not my first picks. Like,
You're the B team.
Just like, thank you?
And they were all former criminals at that point.
Oh, even better.
So yeah, that's exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing what this run turns out to be. Hopefully, I don't think they've confirmed that the Black Panther hero is T'Challa, but I'm really hoping it is, and therefore they can stop shitting on him like they have been in modern runs.
Fair enough, I guess.
And then, and I can't believe this one, I actually have DC comic news.
Oh boy!
Yeah, so in the most recent event, Dark Crisis, the Hall of Justice was completely obliterated, and in the aftermath of the event, the Justice League decided to disband. And they put Nightwing in charge of the planet's defense while they talk stuff out and figure out what they want to do.
Okay.
And Nightwing has decided the Titans are stepping up.
Like the Teen Titans.
The no longer Teen Titans. The ones who were teens and now are adults.
Okay.
So they're basically replacing the Justice League, and it's the classic Marv Wolfman lineup from the 80s, the new Teen Titans lineup, essentially, of Nightwing, Beast Boy, or I think I don't remember if he's going by Changeling, or if it's Beast Boy. I don't remember which one he's going by now, but it's the same guy, green shapeshifter guy.
Yeah.
Cyborg, Starfire, Raven, Wally West's Flash, and Donna Troy's Wonder Girl.
Okay.
So that's neat. That's a good bit of progress.
As to say, it sounds like I definitely follow DC Comics significantly less than Marvel Comics for that matter. But I imagine the Titans don't normally get a lot of spotlight when it comes to their portrayal, so...
Yeah, they've always been in a weird spot where they've been around long enough that they should have progressed farther than they did. All the constant reboots didn't help, but still.
Okay. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, that one I might actually have to keep up with, because I do want to see where that goes. Obviously, I don't want the Justice League of previous iterations to stay gone, but it's nice to see the Titans step up.
Yeah.
And now we got movie news.
Oh boy.
We have a date for Megan 2.0, which is officially happening.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of figured they were going to make another one because of how well that movie's been doing relative to its budget, but I didn't think we'd get news this quickly.
They want to strike while the iron's hot.
That's fair.
Although I am a little upset it's not called Maforgan.
You know what? Yeah, actually, they could have replaced...
Because then you could do a prequel and call it Matugan.
Yeah, or like make the A a 4 and just make the 3 a normal E again.
Oh my god, you're right!
Yeah, that's... Although I've been like, but guys, there wasn't a first or second. I was like, don't worry about it. Marketing. They'll never know.
And we also know that Allison Williams is coming back, presumably as Gemma.
Okay.
And Violet McGraw is back as Katie.
And where did our heroes left off? It's like, yeah, so that's my aunt. She's in a jail cell right now.
You think! You would think! That ending's gotta be a little heated.
Just a little bit. If you are wondering why, watch our episode talking about Megan, and if you haven't already, go watch the movie. It's a great movie.
Yeah, no, it's a good time. I can't wait for the sequel.
Yeah, same, honestly.
For as much as I dunked on the movie. And we'll be seeing it January 17th, 2025.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, just over 2 years from now.
Under,
sorry.
All good. Yeah, no, very happy about that. Megan will come up a little bit later in this when we talk this weekend's box office.
Oh boy.
But it's not the only horror movie news we've got. Sean Cunningham is directing a reboot of Friday the 13th, notable because he was the director of the original.
Oh, okay. Not what I expected.
Yeah, apparently the Friday the 13th legal rights are all tied up in weird stuff. But I guess they've got the freedom to do a reboot.
Okay.
So that's neat.
Oh, that's encouraging. Granted, I don't remember a lot of the first one. I know we watched it, but with how, love that movie is, hopefully it continues that good stead or whatever.
Here's hoping. I actually don't remember having watched the original Friday the 13th.
Oh, I could have sworn we watched it as a group at one point.
Huh.
I might be wrong.
I remember watching Nightmare on Elm Street.
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure I remember watching Halloween.
Hmm.
Oh well. Here's a genre of movie that I did not expect to hear anything about.
Okay.
Sadie Sink of Stranger Things and The Whale is going to star in Jeremy Jasper's rock opera Odessa for Searchlight Pictures.
I don't know what most of that is. I'm gonna be real.
Which part?
Yes. It sounds interesting, but I've never heard of Odessa to begin with.
Well, that's because it's an original film.
Oh, okay.
Set in a post-apocalyptic future, the film is a rock opera about a farm girl on an epic quest to recover a cherished family heirloom. Her journey leads her to a strange and dangerous city where she meets her one true love. But in order to save his soul, she must put the power of destiny and song to the ultimate test.
Mildly interested.
I am more excited for this than I have any right to be, because if I'm honest, that premise does not sound encouraging.
No, not in the slightest. It's like, alright, we got all this going on, and rock opera.
You know what this gives me vibes of?
Hmm.
This gives me vibes of that Avengers movie they tried to make in the 80s with Casablanca Records.
I beg your pardon?
The one that was gonna have, like, the Avengers and Dazzler were gonna get sent to future ruined New York that was ruled in two segments, and one side was ruled by Donna Summers and one was ruled by Cher, and they each had their own army.
That's right.
One was leading the Village People and one was leading Kiss.
That's right, I forgot we talked about that.
Yeah. Not in the podcast, but that was a thing.
No. Yeah, I remember us talking about that and me going, it's like, that sounds stupid, it sounds horrible, and I am genuinely upset that that movie never got made.
Yeah, and Robin Williams was going to be Dazzle's love interest, but he was being manipulated by a trio of evil lawyers named Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe, all played by Rodney Dangerfield. Alright. You don't understand! If there is a movie that doesn't exist that sums up everything I would want, it's that. So I'm probably unfairly projecting my deep sadness at that movie's non-existence onto this.
Alright, so if it's along those similar lines, it's like, yeah, alright, I am interested in this, like, even more so.
And if not, hey, rock opera.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, I don't think I've ever actually seen one.
I want to say I watched a couple in high school, but I don't remember for sure.
Now I have to check. Rock opera film genre. Rock opera films. Come on.
I guess, Rent's considered one.
Really? Okay, never saw Rent.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Okay. Really?
Yeah, I guess.
Huh. Okay. Then I have seen at least one. And you know what? Rocky Horror is a favorite of mine, so...
Yeah, those are the only two that, like, spring to my mind.
Neat. Alright, I'm gonna move on.
Alrighty.
I need to stop wishing on this monkey's paw, Greg.
Okay. Where is this going?
We're getting a new Tron movie.
Oh, I thought that was already in the works.
Oh, then it kind of stalled out.
It
is called Tron Ares, and Joaquin Ronning is in talks to star, or direct, rather.
Okay.
But it's still with Jared Leto attached.
Oh, no.
Yeah. What, did Morbius not teach you people anything?
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, man?
What a... And they're already eyeing an August start date for production.
Like August this year?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like a lot of time.
No, but I mean, to be fair, like you said, this isn't a new thing. They were talking about it before.
Okay, so maybe there's like some stuff from the original talks is like, we can like roll off with this.
I guess. I still haven't seen Tron Legacy.
Neither have I. I've seen only bits and pieces. The
first Tron was interesting, though. And it's weird enough that I am happy it's getting a sequel. Of a sort.
Right.
Certainly looking forward to this marginally more than I am the next movie that I'm about to talk about.
Oh boy.
Hot Wheels.
Continue.
Mattel, Warner Brothers, and Bad Robot are all working together to make a Hot Wheels movie.
Is it going to have god-awful early 2000s CGI?
I have no idea.
If it doesn't, I am not interested.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Who's making the Barbie movie?
Oh god, what's her name?
No, oh, no, Warner Brothers is distributing that too.
Okay.
Oh god, are we getting a...
Are we getting a Mattel Cinematic Universe?
Oh no!
Everything gets a cinematic universe.
The Hot Wheels movie just ends with Barbie stepping out of a pink Corvette going, I'm here to talk to you about the
Mattel Initiative.
Oh no!
Oh yeah!
Oh,
let's
what
see.
A wretched concept.
I mean, if there's... Oh, wait, Mattel owns both Hot Wheels and Matchbox. I did not know that.
Huh. What else does Mattel have?
Let's see. Uno, Polly Pop... Thomas and Friends. Really?
I don't believe that.
Oh, that's...
They probably have the toy rights. I can't imagine they own...
Yeah, they have to have that. No, Mattel's owned Thomas and Friends outright since 2016. That actually makes me sad. Because Thomas and Friends was my shit as a kid.
Oh, I feel dirty.
Yeah, same. As a kid, I had, like, the original short stories written by the original author and everything.
I feel like I've lost an irreplaceable part of myself finding that out.
Same.
Huh. Well, this is introspective and sad, and I don't like it, so we're moving on.
Alrighty.
I'm probably still watching the Hot Wheels movie anyway.
I think I'm going to by default.
I'd be very surprised if you weren't gonna.
Mm-hmm.
My last bit of news is DC movie news.
Oh boy.
We're still waiting on James Gunn and Peter Safran to reveal the start of their DCU plans. However, Jason Momoa recently had a meeting with them to talk about his future and came out sounding very positive.
Okay.
So he said, it's very, very wonderful. I'm in the house of Warner Brothers and they're liking a lot of stuff I'm doing. We got a lot of good things coming. He also said, I'll always be Aquaman. Ain't anyone coming in there and taking shit. There might be some other characters too. I can play other things too. I can be funny and savage and charming. So...
Okay.
Judging from that, it sounds like he's still in his Aquaman.
Mm-hmm.
And there's probably some truth to that Lobo thing.
Hmm.
But I'll admit, I'm a little disappointed if so. Not the him being Lobo part, because if I'm being 100% honest, he should have been playing Lobo from the start.
Yeah, like I remember you saying that he seems to be a better fit for Lobo than Aquaman.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's the keeping Aquaman part that gets me. And I'm not someone who thinks that you can't have somebody play multiple things because, you know, you had Gemma Chan playing Minerva and Captain Marvel, and then she was Cersei in Eternals.
I can never pronounce the man's name correctly. Mahershala Ali.
Mahershala Ali.
Yes, being both Blade, Cottonmouth and Blade.
Yeah, but that was Netflix Marvel. It's basically a completely different animal.
Oh, fair.
But the thing for me is that usually you don't get characters playing, like, two big recurring things. So that either means they don't have a lot planned for Lobo, which is disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
Or they're having him play two functionally headline-worthy characters, which kind of irks me in the same way that there was a thing making the rounds on Twitter where somebody was... Because James Gunn also said he's sure he'll work with his Guardians of the Galaxy actors again, probably in DC for something. And somebody on Twitter said a thing of, oh, there's all kinds of people you could work with. Can you go back? Can you use other people? And James Gunn just clapped back with, there's hundreds of characters we need to cast. What's most important is that they're right for the role and they're easy to work with.
Yeah.
Which is fair.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
And I'm not against them coming back and playing different characters in DC.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if you've got hundreds of roles to cast, you don't need Momoa taking up two.
Yeah, no.
At least not when they're presumably bigger ones. Again, like, if you wanted to have Momoa play, I don't know, what's Aquaman's Mr. Mxyzptlk? I know he's got one. Most of the Justice League have their own, like, Mr. Mxyzptlk equivalent.
Right.
Aquaman's was a water sprite named Quisp. No relation to the cereal.
Okay. Is Quisp good or bad?
I forget.
Okay. Because I imagine Aquaman, like, if he's the interdimensional version of an Aquaman going to Quiz, is like, Quiz, what did I tell you about teaching goldfish how to steal people's identities?
Ha ha ha! Bringing it back.
Yeah, call back. Alrighty.
Yeah, we'll just see how it goes.
Mm.
Let's move on to trailer time.
Oh boy.
We got a trailer for Scream 6.
I am interested. I'm interested because it looks stupid.
Yeah, okay, so, full disclosure, I've only ever seen the first Scream, and I'm hoping to change that between now and the release of Scream 6, which means I don't have a lot of time, come to think of it, to watch, what is that, another 4 Scream movies? Oh, Jesus.
I don't think I've watched any of them the whole way through. Or no, wait, we watched the first one.
Yeah, I just rewatched it recently because I forgot that I had seen it, and I thought I'd only seen Scary Movie.
Right.
And I got 30 minutes in before I realized, oh no, I've seen this all the whole way through. But now I'm committed. So now I gotta finish it.
Right.
But this does look dumb.
It looks so dumb. It's like... So we were actually watching the trailer together, and what got me was how the whole thing starts with Ghostface appearing in a store, stabbing a few people, and the owner of the store, like, whips out a shotgun to try and stop him. Ghostface takes the shotgun and kills the owner, and it just switches to Ghostface, like, just moving around the store holding a shotgun. I'm like, this is fucking dumb. It's like, you know, a crazy-ass masked murderer holding a pump-action shotgun should actually be intimidating. This is not intimidating in the slightest.
It loses something once the slasher villain picks up a gun. I don't know what it loses, but it loses something.
Yeah, I feel like it loses a lot of uniqueness. It's like, yeah, it's still terrifying and it can kill a lot of people, but it's like, yeah, but guns are so primitive.
How weird is it that guns feel primitive, but using a knife doesn't? Pretty sure knives predate guns.
I don't know, I just felt like making a Black Panther reference.
Fair enough.
But it feels, I guess you could say it feels beneath them when they have other more unique methods of just, like, once-on murder.
And then when it turns into a thing of, now you've got, Gale Weathers trying to shoot the new Ghostface. And once you get guns involved in this whole thing, it really does turn into a case of, how do you justify this movie being as long as it is?
I think for me, the thing that killed it, and again, I have no frame of reference. I have zero frame of reference to anything but the first movie. And to be honest, I don't really completely remember Ghostface and how he went about his thing in the first movie. But kind of the thing that killed it for me, because they showed the phone call scene of him calling one of the women, and she calls him out on his bullshit and goes, oh, but that's a different one. I'm different. I'm better. I'm like, oh, this made this guy, like, just so much less interesting.
Right. But I mean, to be fair, there is a different Ghostface in every movie, apparently.
Right.
So, I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
But, him using a gun is lame.
Yeah, that was a bit lame.
I almost had an issue with a bunch of people dressed up as Ghostface on the subway car, but then I remembered, oh right, most of these things have been set in one specific smaller town.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like a national tragedy happened while somebody was wearing the Ghostface mask. So it's not the most insensitive thing.
Right.
Because otherwise I was going to be like, why are there like... wouldn't that be like in the Halloween franchise, 3 people on a subway car wearing a Michael Myers mask?
Yeah, that'd be pretty freaky.
But then I realized, oh yeah, right, that was a local problem, so never mind. I guess. Still gonna see it, though.
I'm interested in seeing it, I will admit.
I'm gonna have to catch up.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of catching up to do on movies.
Same.
We also got a trailer for the movie Polite Society.
I am really into this, and I have no idea what is happening, or what this movie is trying to be, or supposed to be, or... Yes.
An action comedy, I presume.
Yeah, but it's just such a weird one, because it's like, the central characters are these Indian women who, seemingly from the trailer, spend most of their time in, like, very formal wear and all that, but they're also secretly, like, a cabal of Fight Club members or something like that. It looks like a really good time. I just could not make heads or
also
tails.
Also Pakistani.
Oh, Pakistani. Never mind. Completely wrong. It looks like a wonderful time, but I just could not make... My brain could not make heads or tails of what was going on in the trailer.
Okay, so I think it's... Girl's sister is getting married.
Mm-hmm.
Girl who wants to be a stunt person does not trust new in-laws.
Mm.
New in-laws shady?
Okay.
But that's about all I could get.
Mm.
Because so many things happen that just defy belief that I honestly feel like this whole movie could end up being a fever dream and I'd buy it.
Yeah, I did get a bit of fever dream feeling. In particular, like, at the very end of the trailer where two of the girls are just sitting in a restaurant eating burgers talking about how much ass they kicked.
That was good. I think
That was
I drew
very
blood. Yeah, for sure. The other part that really spoke to me was, Mom, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, the mother-in-law, I guess, she is Najma in Miss Marvel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, this looks entertaining.
It looks very entertaining.
I need a little more info to connect the dots and figure out what's up, but, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I would need more info to also connect the dots, but I'm still interested in it.
Well, it's releasing April 28th, and hopefully it gets a big enough release that we can go see it.
Mm-hmm.
And then just today, we got a double whammy.
Oh boy.
We got a new trailer for Dungeons & Dragons: Honor Among Thieves.
So I did watch that one, and that looks like a good time now.
I don't know, I don't know what it is. I'm not sold on it.
I don't think this is going to be a particularly good movie, but it at least seems like it'll be, like, somewhat entertaining. I will admit, during me watching the trailer, the thing that both brought me in and took me out constantly like a tug of war was the main cast.
I feel like there's gotta be a gimmick here, right?
Probably.
Because so far this just looks like snarky, irreverent fantasy movie. They just have the rights to use Dungeons and Dragons stuff like owlbears and mimics and gelatinous cubes.
I mean, that was kind of what I thought they were going to go for to begin with, because when this movie was first announced, I had a very hard time seeing how they were going to transfer the things of what makes Dungeons and Dragons work from a game perspective. I had a very hard time seeing that work into a coherent movie. So when it was like, oh, we're focusing on just these people who are Dungeons and Dragons people, but doing their own thing, seemingly separate from the actual, like, players who are controlling them, it's like, unfortunately, that makes sense to me, as far as, like, overall
it makes
cohesion.
sense. It's just seems kind of boring.
It does seem kind of boring, but like I said, with this new trailer, it's like, I'm not expecting great things. I'm definitely a little more interested in it with this new trailer than with the previous one.
I like the bits of everybody taking the piss out on the paladin.
Yeah.
I find that irony more often than not is a blade that cuts off he who wields it.
I did think of you when he said that.
Why me?
Just because I can see you, and also me, like, using irony as something of a weapon as well.
I guess. I like the bit with Hugh Grant's character going, "Oh, I couldn't watch you die. I'm gonna leave the room." That was nice.
That was very good.
I mean, it looks fine. It just also doesn't look great.
Yeah, it doesn't rock the boat.
Nah. I mean, if there's a Lego movie twist partway through where it turns out this is a bunch of nerds sitting at a table and this is what they think their adventures look like, I'll be very pleased with myself.
Right.
But I'm expecting not to be pleased with myself. But I guess we'll find out since it's coming out soon enough. What is that, also April?
Yeah, as I say, I feel like that movie's gotta be close to releasing.
March 31st. So yeah. Only about 2 months away. Guess we'll find out.
Yes.
And finally, we got a trailer for something that makes me sad I no longer have HBO Max, which is Harley Quinn, a very problematic Valentine's Day special.
And this trailer I did not catch.
Really?
No. Honestly, I know you mentioned it to me beforehand, but I completely forgot to watch it before we started recording.
You know what? That's my bad. I forgot to send you the update. Well, let me give you the rundown. Apparently, Harley does such a good job satisfying Ivy on Valentine's Day that it makes her pheromone powers go out of control and she sends all of Gotham into an orgy.
See, the thing is, and this might be a symptom of me, like, reading a whole bunch of, like, rom-com manga, my brain went, oh, that's so cute and adorable, up until the all of Gotham goes into an orgy part.
Yeah, right.
Because it's like, it sounds so cute that it's like, yeah, she does such a great job for doing Valentine's Day for Poison Ivy that Ivy just gushes with like love to the point where all of her pheromones are, he's like, you know what, that sounds like honestly really adorable and wholesome. And then all of Gotham goes in orgy. He's like, okay.
And now it's ruined.
Now it's a little ruined.
Darkseid's back.
Okay.
Apparently with a love interest of his own. I can't tell if it's supposed to be someone from the comics or if the joke is going to be that it's, I don't know, a celebrity or something. I couldn't really tell. Zatanna and the Flash show up in what's probably just a cameo.
Okay.
On a date, apparently.
Okay.
So, good for them?
Dot.
I suppose. And also, apparently, Bane needs help impressing a date, and Etrigan shows up, and when Bane says he needs help, Etrigan, because, Etrigan speaks only in rhymes.
Right.
He proceeds to then go, men are from Mars, women are from Venus, let me guess, you want a bigger penis.
And I imagine Bane's like, oh, that would be lovely.
No, Bane's more like, well... So, this looks like it's going to be a distressingly good time.
It's like distressingly raunchy, but still very good time.
It's out February 9th, which means I might have to very briefly reactivate my HBO Max.
Mm-hmm.
So that I may 100% legally watch this thing, wink wink. No, I'm not speaking in code. Whatever would make you think that? Irony.
Irony.
So that's looking good.
Alrighty.
Also, this isn't really news because it was already announced ages ago, but apparently Harley Quinn is getting a season 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, that was exciting for me to stumble across.
Yeah, I mean, I still haven't watched all of season 3. I only watched the first couple episodes of it. But, I don't know, I feel like most shows, especially a lot of animated shows, or modern anime shows specifically, usually don't move past season 3. So, definitely good that it's getting a season 4.
Especially on HBO Max. Let's talk box office.
Indeed.
Avatar: Way of Water took first place again.
Oh boy! Ah, where's the confetti? Ow, ow, easy on the confetti. It's like this is a total shock or something.
They're literally shredding $100 bills to make the confetti.
Probably, honestly.
It has now crossed $2 billion worldwide. It is the 6th highest grossing film of all time. Turns out I was wrong. No Way Home had not grossed $2 billion. It was at like 1.91.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so good for it. Took in $20 million domestically this weekend for a $598 million domestic total and $2.02 billion worldwide. Puss in Boots managed to claw its way up from 3rd place to 2nd, no pun intended.
I was getting ready to say, it's like, you did not.
I kinda did. Irony. Took in $11.5 million domestically for $126.4 million domestic total and $297 million worldwide.
Okay.
Megan is still in 3rd place. Well, fell from 2nd place to 3rd place, but it's still in the top 5. At $9.8 million domestically for a $72 million domestic total and $127 million worldwide.
Wow, wait. Isn't that how like a $12 million budget, right?
Yeah.
Damn, they are rolling in it.
Somebody is looking at that going, oh, we're good.
Yeah, it's like money bass for everybody!
Yeah! In 4th place, Missing.
Really?
Which took in $9.3 million domestically, and in total, no worldwide release info yet. Apparently, it has a $7 million budget.
Okay, that's genuinely surprising.
Well, the first film, Searching, was made for under $1 million, apparently.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Glad it hit the ground running in that particular essence.
Yeah, we'll see. It's still got a ways to go before it starts making money. Because, again, $7 million budget, $9 million domestic weekend. Nowhere to go but down, functionally.
Right.
And in 5th place, A Man Called Otto, at $9 million domestically for a $35.3 million domestic total and $55 million worldwide.
Alrighty.
Sorry, plane, you had a good run.
Sorry, plane, you had a good flight.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was better than what I did. So, Missing is the movie we saw this weekend because there was nothing else.
Yes, there was. It's not even a thing of like, oh, there was nothing else we actually wanted. It's like, no, there was pretty much like actually nothing else.
There was no other new release that was out at my local theater.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go see Missing.
Hmm.
And much to my surprise, I had a way better time than I was expecting.
Yeah. Do you want to give the premise on it?
Sure, I'll do that.
Hmm.
So the premise of Missing is a girl's mom goes on vacation with her new boo to Colombia and then goes missing. And the girl is trapped in her computer screen until she can find her mom. I'm kidding, it's a computer screen movie, so the whole thing is, phone footage and Ring cameras and what have you. But I had a decent time with it. I don't think I'd call it good.
I mean,
I wouldn't call it great. How about that?
Yeah, like, I would definitely say it's good. I will, especially for, like, the whole phone screen, computer screen movies that at least we've seen, because I don't think this is a particularly widespread genre, I would definitely say it's the best one I've seen. Largely just because, God, this movie actually takes, like, twists and turns and whatnot that I was not expecting from it.
Well, I mean, it's not profile to be sure, but I don't know. I still don't know if I could call it the best, because for the life of me, I don't remember what I thought of Unfriended.
I think I remember being very, like, lukewarm with Unfriended, personally.
No, see, I think I remember having a great time. I remember being, like, just giddy at the end of it, but I don't remember... I gotta imagine the movie wasn't great, so I have to imagine it was pretty dumb.
Right.
God, now I gotta rewatch Unfriended. What is this? Anyways, Missing. One thing that pleasantly surprised me is how I thought I had everybody in the movie pegged as an asshole. And it turns out I was wrong on quite a few of them.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there was definitely that. Oh, God almighty. Why can't I not remember a lot about the things I want to say about this movie?
Is it because a lot of the stuff is specific to spoilers?
It kind of is. I already kind of said my one piece was, like, ultimately that, for me personally, I was expecting, like, twists and turns and surprises and whatnot. I was not expecting this many. I don't think... It's one of those things where this was... I don't think any of the twists and turns had a major, like, amount of quality, but the quantity of them was very high, and...
Yeah, there was a lot of swerves.
Yeah, and there's not really a lot of, like, breaks between the swerves either, for the most part.
I think they're pretty decently foreshadowed, though. Mm-hmm. At least most of the ones that, looking back, I could catch. I think there was some pretty decent foreshadowing for most of them. And I will say it's funny because apparently I'm very bad at guessing major plot twists, but very good at guessing small, stupid bullshit.
One of which in particular being one where you kind of called it, and I was like, I cannot believe I didn't see that coming.
Sitting there going, yeah. It's
like just rubbing your fingers. It's like, yeah, we know.
It hurts being this good sometimes. Oh, you know what? I almost forgot. Mm-hmm. Before we even think about getting into spoilers, I have to tell this dumb little story. So, I have a Twitter that I'm just starting to use more to help advertise the podcast and stuff. Pretty sure my handle is @TheScarletTroll if anybody wants to follow. Let me just make sure. Yeah, it is @TheScarletTroll. Cool. Shows you how good I am with Twitter that I don't even remember my own handle.
I mean, the fact that you have a Twitter account makes you better at me than Twitter.
I guess. So, anyways, earlier, so as not to upset the Twitter overlords and their new terms of service that say that you can't just post to advertise stuff on other social media sites, aka a podcast, I was like, okay, let me make a post. So I made a post just saying, even with all the reviews, I'm not exactly looking forward to the Missing movie just because I'm not a fan of screenlife films in general. Anybody have any particular styles or genres of films that they don't really care for? And I hashtagged Missing as hashtag Missing movie because, I figured that would get it more noticed. And screenwriter-producer Sev Ohanian, my apologies for the probably terrible pronunciation, ended up liking the tweet. In which I said I'm not sure if I want to see this movie.
I still maintain, especially since apparently he's been relatively active on the movie subreddit, talking to, or responding to people who have actually seen the movie. part of my brain goes, he saw that, I was like, oh, he gonna learn tonight.
Yeah, I guess I did.
He's like, oh, he has no idea what he's in store for.
I still think it was just an automated thing based on the fact that I used a hashtag.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because I then proceeded to not use a hashtag in a post I made later on, saying, okay, yeah, you know what, this was better than I expected, and that got no reactions. But still, it could be you're right. It could be he was just like, aw, he got no idea. He has no idea.
Mm.
You think we should move into spoilers?
I'd say so.
Alright. In summation, before we do that, it's worth a watch.
It's worth a visit.
Yeah, it's nothing earth-shattering, but it actually does really well for its premise and with the limitations of the style it's going for. Mm-hmm. It manages to do some pretty creative things.
Oh, yeah.
So with that being said, if you don't want spoilers for Missing, make sure to click away in 3, 2, 1. Javi is a G.
Javi is a fucking G.
What a bro.
Genuinely upset the main character did not give Javi a 5-star review at the end of the movie.
Should have signed up and got a completely separate WhatsApp just to give him 2 5-stars. Give him a 10-star.
Give this man a 10-star.
So, I guess the best way to do this is try to sum up the plot now that we can go into spoilers.
Okay, first things first, this movie has one of the funniest opening title cards I've ever seen in my life.
It does, because the bit before the title card ends with the main girl, June, typing to her friend, going, "Let's go!" And then all of a sudden it just leads right into the title, Missing. So for the last day, we've just been having a laugh of, "Let's go! Missing!"
And, like, when I initially first saw that, my brain kind of went, there's no way they just did that on purpose, right? God, that's also gonna live rent free in my head for a while.
So June's home alone with her neighbor/mom's lawyer, Heather, looking after her here and there. Mm-hmm. She kind of sucks at it, though.
Just a tad.
Because apparently June manages to keep having, like, party after party after party, and the neighbor never seems to catch on. Mm. So then the mom doesn't come back when June's supposed to get her from the airport. Starts contacting the police or the FBI or whatever. Ends up hiring Javi through WhatsApp to go try to retrace their steps in Colombia. Mm-hmm. Turns out the boyfriend is a con artist who has swindled a bunch of women out of money. Yada yada yada. Something something something. Not the Instagram. Come to find out, the mom never actually left the country. There was an actor posing as her, which was actually, you know what? I'll give the movie props. That was a suitably sinister twist.
And honestly, a kind of creative one.
No, I did not see that one coming, and that had me shrinking in my seat a little bit like, oh no.
Talk about, like, covering your steps. Literally hiring an actress just act as the mom to, like, keep the suspension of disbelief going so that no one suspects anything. It's like, man, that is, I almost want to put it into the category of working a little bit too hard, but all things considered, especially what happens later on, it's like, that's some next level, like, planning.
So the boyfriend, Kevin, is still missing. It should also be noted that June's dad had died of some kind of tumor.
Mm-hmm, like a brain tumor or something like that.
Yeah. So that's an important detail for later. Yada 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 yada. Smartwatch is gonna factor in somehow.
Have you seen my smartwatch?
Yeah, so good. It starts attracting media attention because it turns out that the mom changed her name previously. The details as to why are in a court-sealed document that the lawyer allegedly didn't know anything about. June starts suspecting that the lawyer is in on it, manages to get onto an encrypted thing because she hacks Kevin's passwords and what have you and uses that to get a bunch of information. His password for everything is Kevin the Stallion, which got a pretty good laugh.
Also, minor thing as well. The movie, at least I feel like this movie, from what I've read, has a thing for, like, small background details, because when she's going through his Google profile and it shows, like, how much cloud storage he's used, it shows that out of 2 terabytes, he's used 420.69 gigabytes of space. I'm like,
nice.
Shut the fuck up, movie. Continue.
So gets on an encrypted thing, figures out that the lawyer is apparently in on it, goes to the lawyer's office. Lawyer is dead. Turns out she was being blackmailed. Every time you think you've got this movie figured out, a curveball. Maybe a few too many.
Yeah, to a certain degree, yeah.
And then it turns out that the person who the lawyer was talking with is actually June's dad, who is alive and has been in prison.
For like 12 years.
For like 12 years. And he starts telling her that apparently her mom kidnapped her. Not kidnapped, but functionally, like, stole her away, got the dad locked up on some nonsense charges. Only for June to then realize he was in the exact same prison as the mom's con artist boyfriend, who he knows.
Who was seen driving their Uber.
Yeah, that wasn't an Uber. That was a shark.
And then, in the very tense, stunned silence of these two staring at each other, it's like you can hear all the gears turning and the clicks happening, and it's like, oh, this is bad.
And then the third act just goes fucking batshit because the dad kidnaps her, brings her to the same place he had the mom, which was their old house where they used to live, I guess. And then he shoots the mom, but the mom stabs him in the neck, which was, that was good. That
was really good. Like, I have to take a second to mention that, because in that whole bit, because he's threatening the mom, saying, it's like, if you keep talking, I am going to shoot you dead. And it's like, okay, so June's just gonna, like, comply and they're gonna figure out something and whatnot. But the mom keeps pleading a little bit, and he actually shoots her. And I don't know why, but my brain just went, oh shit, he actually shot her. Alright. Like, I genuinely wasn't expecting that. And it's like, she, like, goes down, too. So it's like, wow, he actually delivered on that.
Yeah,
Props.
No, he did.
I feel like a lot of movies generally don't do that.
No, he did. And then he ends up dying from getting stabbed in the neck, but they're locked in the room. And June knows that there's cameras all over, and it's still streaming to her house, where she left her phone on the computer, so she activates Siri and has Siri call the cops.
Which, she's kind of upset that it's like, why did I not think of that until she said, hey Siri?
Oh, I knew that was coming. I at least got that part. I got that. I got the smartwatch. I got that it was fishy that the mom doesn't drink. But spilled wine, allegedly, which is what led to, oh, no, wait, it was an actress. And then there's little things earlier on, like the fact that part of how Kevin ended up, the boyfriend Kevin ended up clicking with the mom was having the same favorite 80s band, and then you realize, oh, the dad gave it to him. And that's why he knew to ask about an 80s band specifically, because newer taste in music, he'd have no idea, so it had to be something older.
Yeah, that was one that I didn't really pick up on until you mentioned it. So that was kind of a neat one. There's also apparently, and I completely missed this watching the movie. I actually had to see people talk about this. Apparently, earlier I mentioned background details. One of the things that someone mentioned, again in the movie subreddit talking about the movie, is that there's apparently an alien invasion going on at the same time as the movie. Because in a lot of the scenes where June is looking up stuff and she has news articles in the background on different tabs, there's bits of news clips about flashing lights and strange winds and people missing and all of that. And apparently, because I guess this was a thing in the Searching movie as well, apparently while all this is going down, there is an actual alien invasion going on somewhere. And, what is the producer's name again?
Savohanian, I think is how you pronounce it, or Ohanian.
Yeah,
I don't know how to pronounce it.
I don't know how to pronounce it either, that's why I asked. But he, someone mentioned it, and he says, I'm glad you caught that. It's that's canon, apparently. Okay.
I want to see that movie. Give me a screenlife movie of that.
Yeah, for real.
Basically be found footage, like Cloverfield. But yeah, I will say, I feel like the third act is a little much.
A lot happened in the third act, and I felt like everything that had happened leading up into that point just all of a sudden did not matter anymore. The manhunt and the murder of Heather and everything else. None of this matters anymore. It's I guess we're not coming back to this at all.
You're right, it almost feels like a completely different movie at that point.
Yeah, like...
And not in the best way.
Mm-hmm.
I still liked it. I still had a better time than I was expecting. And it is pretty funny how fucking off the walls it goes at the end.
Yeah. Like, and it goes very off the walls very quickly.
But, yeah, it was not as good near the end.
No, I do feel like that the ending was very weak, just because one of the things that's brought up in the movie earlier is that June is a fan of a show called Nonfiction, and it's basically
Unfiction.
Or Unfiction, thank you.
Yeah.
And it's basically like a dramatized like Netflix show about like actual abduction cases. And the movie ends with her watching a episode of Unfiction based on everything that she and her mom went through. But after that, it shows her like just face chatting her mom, saying, "Hey, I'm on my way over. I love you." And it's like, okay, are we not going to talk about, and it shows like Javi like meeting his son again and reconciling with him, and that's great. But it's like, hey, a lot of stuff just happened. Are we not going to go back to this? Like, the mom got shot in the gut, and it's like, yeah, everything's good now. It's like, no.
I mean, getting shot in the gut isn't instantly lethal, and if you get attention, you'll live.
Oh no, 100%. But it's kind of one of those things where, considering the severity of it and how much was like given to all of that, for how much, basically all of the batshit that happened in the last, like in the third act, I felt like didn't get the closure that I guess I was hoping for in like the last like couple minutes of the movie.
No, that's fair. It's one of those, the entire third act climax feels like it's from a different movie, but then the ending goes back to being the movie we were originally watching.
Yeah, and it's very jarring because of that.
Yeah, definitely.
But, I mean, even with that, I would still say the movie overall was really cool.
I definitely appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
I respect what it's managed to do.
Again, I think I go with what you said earlier, where this movie's not great. I would definitely say it's good. I definitely say it's worth seeing. I would also say like, there is some decent spacing, but there's a lot of times where a lot of things happen very quickly. So be prepared if you don't get a lot of time to breathe.
Oh, also, I like how the only reason why the dad's plan managed to work is because Kevin got shot in Venezuela or wherever, because apparently South American police are just as bad about not killing people as USA police.
Oh, actually, you know what? There is actually one, like, really minor detail that actually bothered me about the dad's plan.
Oh, yeah?
Or, like, how he set things up. Because we see that he is actually hacked into June's computer and is watching everything she does. Like, he has full access to her screen and is, like, watching her and, like, seeing what who she talks to and who she communicates about, everything that's going on.
Right.
In the climax of the movie, as they're trying to figure out a way out of it, June realizes that she's wearing a smartphone that she got, and the smartphone is able to
Smartwatch.
Or smartwatch, thank you. The smartwatch is able to connect to a phone service because the dad's internet is on an unsecured network. And it's like, you went through all this trouble with VPNs and all that. And this is, again, like a me detail that is just like the most minor thing probably. But it felt really dumb that it's like this dude went through all this trouble, like installing VPNs, figuring out how to like watch her screen, more or less learning how to hack her computer. And he couldn't be bothered to secure his Wi-Fi.
Kevin did all the hacking.
Oh, that's fair.
He's the one who got her the computer.
How the fuck did I miss that? Maybe I have to.
No, I will say this was a much tighter movie than I was expecting in terms of not having giant plot holes dangling, except for the part where the only reason why the dad's game wasn't given up sooner is that Kevin got shot in South America.
Yeah, that was lucky in a sense. I don't know how to describe that.
Now, lucky is the word.
Mm.
Then again, it got him stabbed in the neck ultimately, so...
Yeah, it's like, his luck ran very dry at that point.
And he died Googling hospitals nearby.
Indeed.
Fitting.
Hmm.
You got anything else?
Not really. Other than, same as before. Definitely worth seeing.
Yeah. Make sure to check it out. It was a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So next week, we got 2 options, as far as I can tell, because we already have showtimes, so no more having to guess.
Yay, thank God.
We either got Brandon Cronenberg's Infinity Pool, or we got Fear, which I have now watched the trailer for, and let me tell you, I'm probably leaning a little more Infinity Pool, but Infinity Pool is probably going to be very uncomfortable.
Yeah, this does not seem like a particularly great week for... Hey, do you want to see a movie that you're not totally with? Well, I've got 2 great options for you. It's like, but I'm not with either of these. Well, too damn bad.
What if I want to see a movie that I am with? That's the neat part. You won't.
You won't.
In any case, thanks so much for listening, everybody. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video around, follow us on Spotify, or Facebook, or, hey, now on Twitter.
Yes, now on Twitter, at the Scarlet Troll.
Yeah, I actually post stuff now. Hooray!
Yay!
Gonna be doing more social mediaing, probably as the year goes on, and I figure out more stuff. But,
yeah.
That's all for future me to figure out. In the meantime, this has been Under the Bridge, with Cody, aka the Scarlet Troll.
And with Greg, aka Greg.
And we will see you guys... Well, we won't see you, but we'll talk at you guys next week.
Let's go next week.
Yeah! Missing.
Missing. Goodbye.